and welcome back to BTF and Dubs OTG. Gozzy, how are we doing, brother?
RONE, I am all good, man. I am, you've probably seen me in this place before, but this is going to be a permanent stay place, like a stay.
You did it. Permanent space.
Finally moved in with the other half. The missus is just ecstatic.
Fantastic news. That's a good way to start the pod. I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, how's things with the better half?
Yeah, good, man. Like, so I'm in the same place, but we may have two different views every now and then, just because I got a workspace upstairs, I got the workspace downstairs. So, but I am in the same location.
Yeah,
we say.
For sure. Yeah.
set in stone now.
Sure, the viewers at home will notice that I have adjusted my laptop ever so slightly to the left. That's about as much change as I have.
I bet you they didn't even care about my background. Or about yours.
You got the title in the back, man. I think people want to hear the backstory about that.
Finally got the ball on display as well. That's from the.
I honestly didn't notice it, to be honest.
That's from the FA Cup final from 2010, Chelsea versus Man United.
Oh shit!
Yeah, my mate won it at an auction, and he was like, "Cool, here you go."
You have other friends? What the fuck?
Yes, I do have other friends.
Oh, man, that's heartbreaking.
I didn't say I had other good friends.
Fair enough.
I have other great friends, don't worry.
There you go. Well, I mean, listen, man. Talking about good friends, ladies and gentlemen, we have been away for a little bit, as has been the nature of our lives for the last little while. I know we keep saying we're going to get back into it, but you know what? Life happens. That being said, what good friends do is good friends get back on track, and we're back, baby. We are back.
Back with an AEW podcast.
Back with an AEW pod.
It's been, I think, a couple of weeks since we did our last one.
It has been, yeah. The last one we did was WWE. I remember because the thumbnail has Kevin Owens on it. That's about it.
But also, I think the last AEW one we did was after Grand Slam.
I feel like we did a follow-up one from there.
Possibly.
Because we did. We did. Because I remember the thumbnail I made for it had a lot of Mexican shit on it. So we did. But that, I think, was the last one. But but you know what? The good thing about that is it does lead us straight into this podcast, which is all about AEWs. We are on the road to All In. As of the recording of this video, we are 10 days away.
10 days away from being there in person.
The tickets have been locked in for a while. I'm getting more and more excited. All my shirts are nice and tidy. I'm deciding which ones to wear. Maybe I'll wear them all.
I can't wait to. I honestly can't wait to see like 90% of these matches.
Honestly, I'm kind of 100. After this last Dynamite, I even got a little bit excited for the Willow Nightingale and Mercedes one.
That's the one I'm still a bit tentative, but I mean, it will be a great match. Don't get me wrong, but
I liked it because of the promos that they had on this past Dynamite. But we'll get to that as well because it has been a great build. But this did help sort of win me over ever so slightly, considering amp it up a little bit. But I think we start at the start. If Grand Slam was the last one we did, what they did mention on Grand Slam was the Continental Cup Classic.
Yes, which I heard somewhere that like, Tony Khan was trying to replicate why the picture is what it is and why the trophy looks like it does is because they're trying to replicate the feeling of the FA Cup in the UK, which is why the final is ending up at Wembley, because they want it to be like the cup final, like a football cup final. So that's why I heard with this whole bracket thing. But I get it.
Felt that.
No, I haven't felt it. I understand it, what they're going for. But I haven't felt it simply because it's all about the opportunities for the minnows. And I don't think there's been a lot of minnows involved in this, if that makes sense.
I agree with you. I mean, do you have the brackets up? Let's run through let's quickly run through who's all in the Continental or from the initial round.
So from the first round we had, I believe, was Claudio versus Ace Austin.
Yeah, Ace Austin should have won.
Should have, but we had Claudio versus Ace Austin. Claudio won that one. Then we had Orange Cassidy and Matt Sydal, which was
we knew Matt Sydal coming back from his very long time off from his injury. He wasn't going to win. It was a good match. thought it was a dope match though. Matt
Yeah, it
Sydal's
was
always
very
been
good.
so good in the ring.
Then the last one on that one that I had for the Continental Cup was Eddie Kingston versus Jake Doyle. Now, this one disappointed me
Oh, I was
because
very disappointed in that match.
I Eddie Kingston is a mainstay and a legend on the indie scene. So he's at like him being in here, great. This is like one guy you can consider a minnow. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I get where you're going, where you want a minnow to succeed. You've just what you've done with having Eddie Kingston pass through that was you made Jake Doyle look like a weak piece of piss.
Which is
In my
weird.
opinion.
Which
in
is
my
weird
opinion.
because especially like in like lately his trios matches, he has been like sort of showing out a bit more than Dunkzilla, Mark Davis has been.
Yeah.
So it is a weird sort of dynamic that they have given to Jake Doyle at this stage. I'm with you on that. I'm 100% with you on that.
So I wasn't very sold on that one. And then I think the next one we had was Switchblade versus David Finlay, which
Was fine. It was
all right. But
disappointing.
I also,
I think
if you wanted to build intrigue for this, I think we were all expecting Jay White to win this.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Again, I'm a huge Dogs fan. I think David Finlay is doing some incredible work.
Absolutely.
Even solo away from Clark Connors. Obviously together they're fantastic. But Jay White, it felt like it should have been a bit more of a diverse bracket, and you built towards like the bigger ones getting together.
I feel you.
But I'm not opposed to having it because we do see bigger teams play against each other in the opening rounds, which is fair. This just felt like a bit of a blockbuster match, which was fine. It didn't exceed my expectations.
Yeah,
it wasn't dreadful. It wasn't dreadful by any means.
No, it was a good solid match. But I hear where you're coming from. Like this should have been built up to like a semi-final ish.
Yeah,
like the way they lead up in like the semi-final. One of them can win. It elevates like a David Finlay if he wins. He'll probably cheat to win, so Jay White doesn't look bad in defeat. You know, I feel you. I feel you. This happened like in the first round after. Sorry to interrupt, but like
it's all right.
After the dog chain match and the consistent interference and these things, it's sort of like they haven't really figured out how to build this feud. We now know something's going to happen at All In, which we'll get to a little bit later. But having this match, this David Finlay a Jay White match right at the front, didn't make a lot of sense. And considering like how much animosity there is, I did feel like either they should have beaten each other bloody in the opening match to let someone through.
Yeah.
Jay White did come out there with an injury, whether it's shoot injury or kayfabe, like, not too sure. Because the following week he wasn't on Collision or Dynamite. But I digress. I feel you, dude. It felt sort of like shoehorned in there to get a bit more, I don't know, traction out of it. But it didn't do that.
But it also felt like there was very little animosity in that match. Like these guys hate each other. They should have been some proper. It should have felt stiff, in my opinion. Like it should have felt stiff. It obviously didn't need to look it, but it should have, and it just didn't.
No, it never really. To me, I would say it never really felt like it got out of second gear.
No, it was, and like again, it was fine. But either way, you had
Jay White went through.
Eddie Kingston and Jay White went through, and then you had Jack Perry and Mox.
Now this is a dope match.
This was an unbelievable match. This is what the Jay White Finlay match should have been.
Yeah, 100%.
In a way, like you could have had them both do similar things, but I think keeping them on separate cards would have also been better. Like separate shows would have been better, actually.
Yeah.
In a convoluted way, I think it was an interesting take. I mean, obviously Mox gave him his flat, so Mox won. This as well, for me, why I have an issue, not an issue, but why I think this could have been the time to take the title off of Jon Moxley at this point, because you had everything about Jack Perry going, I'm going after the AEW title, I'm an AEW mainstay, like this is my time. He signed a new contract. This would have been the time for him to actually beat Moxley.
Yeah, then you open up the whole tournament, because then who's going to be the champ? The new champ, because he loses and he's out.
You have more intrigue, and it's like having the holders go out earlier on going out in the earlier rounds of the FA Cup or whatever it is.
Or if you want to use a wrestling term, if you have a champ start in the elimination chamber and lose right away.
Yeah.
You know,
It's just I personally felt it should have been, because the way that Jack Perry, he was getting his ass handed to him, but
he kept
he had
coming back, and it
he
was
had a great rally.
great comebacks. Great comeback.
So
Honestly, and I don't say this about a lot of Moxley matches. This is one of my favorite Mox matches.
it was unbelievable.
That was
And again,
really good.
And you know what? It was good to see. I don't think in both, but coming to it, but in this round, it was good to see Perry not tap, rather blackout, pass out.
Yeah, it shows he didn't give up.
Yeah, he didn't just tap, he didn't get pinned, whatever it was. He went to that level. It's kind of like what you got with the Bret Hart Stone Cold match, where he was bleeding and he ended up
passing out as opposed to like tapping.
Respect.
Yeah. He became the face. He became the face of the company after that. Now, I'm not saying Jack Perry's at that level, but who knows?
But again, Mox is considered one of the guys of AEW.
If not the guy.
And if for him to do what he did after in giving Jack Perry his flowers, that's
huge. And I liked it. So again, I would have loved it if Jack had knocked out Mox. Again, it opens up the tournament, considering how many tournaments AEW has. And we just came off of WWE having a tournament for the Interim Women's Championship. We're still looking, who knows when it's going to happen for the John Cena Classic tournament, right? Yeah, a lot of tournaments this year.
Yeah.
I think to change up the tournaments, having John lose this one would have been huge.
Yep.
And I was a bit annoyed at the time until I think it was at the start of Collision, where I like what Dynamite does, and they have these post-match interviews after the shows on Dynamite, and then they show them on Collision, where Jack Perry was on the staircase, bloody as hell, cutting a promo about how he fought, he didn't make it happen, but he's still coming for the AEW title, he'll still come for Continental. That's when Swerve Strickland comes in. He says, well, I don't know what level you think you're on. I've beaten all the guys you say you want to beat.
Oh yeah, I've beaten all the champions. I've beaten all the guys who were the holders.
Yeah,
what have you done?
Exactly. And just that between, I was like, okay. If you start speeding with Swerve, I'm down with that. That'll elevate Jack Perry to a new level. It'll bring back that old evil Swerve, I think, a little bit, make him more heel, which he has been doing. Well, obviously, we'll touch on that in a little bit. But look, again, I thought this match between, I'll say it right now, so far in this whole tournament, that has been match of the tournament.
By a mile, it's been a match of the tournament.
And again, I wasn't a huge fan of Mox winning, but I understand why. I expected him to win at the time. Because the match is so good, I wanted Jack to win, but I like what they did with Jack after.
I kind of felt like they were giving spoilers without giving spoilers. So obviously when Jay White won his match and they cut to the scene at the back where he was talking and they had the Bang Bang Gang behind him and everything. And he goes, I don't care who I face in the next round. I don't care if it's Mox. And he paused. And then I don't care if it's Brian Cage, whatever, who he listed. I was like, okay, basically we know Mox is coming through. And then I thought, if Mox does win this, we're getting Mox versus Jay White in the next round.
Yeah, which we did. And I do have thoughts on that match, but we'll get there.
So then we had Brian Cage versus Hechicero was another one in that bracket. To be honest with you, I just wanted to see. I forgot
about it. I'm not going to lie. I
wanted just to see who won that. Hechicero winning was a weird, again, I don't know if it was a weird choice. I don't know if it was the wrong choice, the right choice. It just felt like an odd match, like the Kingston match as well.
This is what you were saying about how this should be like more of a bring up the minnows sort of guys. We say minnows, but we don't really mean it like they're little
yeah. It's in the term of what we're talking about, like the guys who are not as prominent.
Yeah, exactly. Like the guys, someone from the what's his name, Marquand Jones from the Rascals. I think I mispronounced his name, but he's been killing it lately.
Oh, you mean Myron Reed?
Myron Reed, sorry. No, Mark,
yeah, dude.
Myron Reed would have been dope. Nick Wayne should be in this tournament.
Again, Speedball should have been in this tournament.
Where is Speedball?
So
Leo Rush should have been in this tournament.
Oh God, I got that something.
But I do think Leo Rush is not unofficially joined the Rascals, which I'm all for. I'm all for that.
I mean, 100%. We could touch on that in a brief.
For sure. But yeah, so then the only other match left, I think, in the opening round was. Wait, no, it was Roddy versus Katsuri Shibata.
Yeah, so there were two more. There was two more. No, there was two more. There was McGuinness versus Shibata.
Shibata, yeah. That was all right.
Which I actually would have that as the second best match of all of them. if I'm honest with you. I thought it was a really good technical style of indie match shown on the show, rather than it just being two guys going at each other. Where, or there was a bit of strong style from Shibata from New Japan. There was the
I feel
technical
you. I feel you.
style of Nigel McGuinness, kind of like what you experience when you watch Zack Sabre Jr. Like he had a lot of those.
Apologies. That was a good match. I'm thinking of this past Dynamite where he faced, where McGuinness faced off against Sarah.
Yeah,
that was a bit mid in my opinion.
That was very mid.
Sorry, I was getting my
no,
wrestlers mixed up there. It's a big tournament, ladies and gentlemen. It's a big tournament. There's too many tournaments right now. All right, we just came off the World Cup as well. 2026 is the year of the tournaments, apparently. Mortal Kombat 2 came out this year. God damn.
Let's just go for it. But I mean, like, that was a really good match. McGuinness winning, I kind of felt was fine. Either one of them won would have been good. But after he won that, and again, after what happened this coming week, which we'll touch on, I have thoughts as well. But the final match was Roddy versus Kyle O'Reilly. So,
that was my second best match of the tournament.
I enjoyed it. I would put it as the third. I thought it was really good. I felt it was very. There were bits where it was very contained.
Yeah. I'm
not saying it was a terrible match.
No, look, I'll tell you right now. I did watch this match with rose-tinted glasses because I was transported all the way back to NXT Black and Gold, Undisputed Era, and the boys just having a go at each other. And I was like, I've missed them. I missed them. Where's Adam Cole, baby? Put him in the crowd at least.
Not taking that away from you. So, your opinion, and again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's your opinion of what it was.
That's the whole point about this channel, guys. We talk about wins and dubs. Everyone's opinion does matter, unless you're wrong, in which case we'll talk about it.
But, I mean, Kyle O'Reilly ended up winning. I think was the right choice for what it was.
I think so, too. I love Roddy. I do love Roddy.
Yeah.
But for me, and this goes all the way back quite a while, and I think this is maybe where they're going with it, right? Because Orange Cassidy won.
Yep.
Kyle O'Reilly won. Now, instead of just facing Roddy, they face each other.
Yep.
Kyle O'Reilly should win there. I can see him beating Orange Cassidy, which will obviously elevate him because Orange Cassidy has been a previous champion.
Yes.
But let's not forget the incredible run that Kyle O'Reilly had against Jon Moxley, where he beat him twice in a row before he eventually went after the actual AEW World Championship and ended up losing that. Yeah. I think that's maybe where the tournament's going, where we get a Kyle O'Reilly, Jon Moxley.
So I'm not opposed,
which I wouldn't be opposed to.
I'm not opposed to it, seeing it at All In. Don't get me wrong, because obviously we still have to see the Orange Cassidy Kyle O'Reilly match, like you said. We've seen on this past Dynamites the Jay White versus Moxie match. Now that was, I was
disappointed.
Yeah, disappointed was the word I was actually about to use. I was disappointed with that match. And again, if you didn't have Mox lose in the opening round, you have to send him all the way to the final now.
Well, that's I think why I thought that this was so disappointing, because after he didn't drop it, he's not going to just drop it in the middle of a tournament. No. That's A, right? Mm-hmm. But what also made it so disappointing is the fact that, and look, I will give commentary for AEW all the props on the planet because they sell you stories during the match.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do overdo it, though. Not often, but sometimes they do. And they were on commentary, especially Excalibur, must have repeated throughout the match about 3 or 4 times how Moxley has never beaten Jay White. And the more he pushed that, I'm like, well, okay, he's going to lose now.
Do you know what my feeling is? Again, if they're going to pull this to if they're trying to replicate it in the football terms, it's the curse of the commentator, isn't it? You say something and the opposite happens.
Yeah, so stop doing it. Excalibur actually pulls Tony Schiavone up on that all the time. It's like, oh, commentator's curse, Tony. You know, Schiavone.
I will give a shout out. Paul White was unbelievable on commentary this whole time.
He's been impressing me the last couple of weeks. I'm not a big show guy. I've never been a big show guy, but he's actually really, really good on commentary.
He's you know what? I think if he does retire, he could easily just slot in there and fit. I genuinely think that, because he doesn't have to say much, but when he does pop up, he's popping up with either something incredibly funny, incredibly smart, or he's just making a tit of himself and he realizes it.
Which is great, because I mean, I would love to see him and Nigel on for collisions, as opposed to Nigel and an Excalibur. So again, sort of have a proper brand split with it. So you have your Tony Schiavone and Excalibur on Dynamite, Nigel McGuinness, Paul White on Collision. I'm
Yeah.
sold. Like that's all you have to say, really.
Yeah. But again, we got the
We
Jay White
digress.
marks. Yeah, we digress. But
we started this podcast by saying, no, we won't go too long. I think we spoke about the tournament for, I'll actually tell you, for 20 minutes already.
So again, it's the bigger part of everything, if we're honest.
Sure.
But simply because of how long it is, that's all.
Yeah, it's a big tournament. And listen, you love listening to us. You love hearing us. You love watching our faces. So if you
love listening to us digress,
you can skip through if you don't want to, if you don't care about the tournament. That's the beauty of the internet.
But the thing I don't get is you made Jack Perry pass out, and then you made Jay White pass out.
Look, I love the end sequencing. I did like the end sequence. It was a great build into it. The transitions between going for the switchblade and then the paradigm shift or Death Rider. I can never tell which one's which with John Moxley. I think the Death Rider is when he lifts him much higher. He
lifts him up, yeah. Right. He lifts him up. The paradigm shift is just like.
But like that end sequence, like into the Bulldog choke and Jay trying to struggle out. I did like it. Did like it. And then also there was a bit of that show of respect that actually not really a show of respect. Let me not misspeak.
Yeah, it's like Jay White was looking to get the respect. If it makes sense, he looked like because he kept going towards Mox.
He's like, listen, you beat me because I think he like again. If Comfy has sold us on this that Mox has never beaten Jay White, this should have been like a big sort of I beat you. And maybe I think it was more of a case of Jay was trying to give him props, like you finally did, you finally beat me.
And he just
ignored the shit out of it, which I again like this is a big problem with the Death Riders as a whole. I still have no idea what any of them are doing.
Yeah.
What their whole purpose is. With Will Ospreay gone, they are directionless right now.
And again, some of them are on Yuta and Garcia are doing a lot of stuff because they're on the Death Before Dishonor, like the show before Death Before Dishonor.
Oh, I don't know.
That's coming up for Ring of Honor. Like they're on that one that's coming up. So, I mean, they're doing that thing. Where's Pac? We know Claudio's in the tournament. But either way, Moxie won. So he's now in the semi-final. So you've got Mox, and then obviously Nigel McGuinness won.
Which I was surprised at. I'm surprised they didn't give it to Hechicero.
Because they sold us on this whole ankle injury the whole time. And
yeah, and also, I mean, like they've also been putting Hechicero over like a lot about how popular he is in AAA.
And again, it was, like you say, it was a mid-match. But Nigel McGuinness ended up winning. So,
not bad. I like Nigel McGuinness. He was a great wrestler. Yeah. Especially considering how long he's been around from Ring of Honor early days, and then like having so much time off because of actual injuries. It's great to see him. So, but again, you're putting over. I feel like this tournament's putting over the wrong people.
Yeah, it's a very odd sequence of events. But now you're probably going to have, in my opinion, we'll get John Moxley versus Nigel McGuinness. Because I don't see them putting Moxley against Claudio and McGuinness, which again, I think I agree with you, will be Kyle O'Reilly, who beats Orange Cassidy. So then the other two remaining matches that we still have to see on Collision coming up on Saturday is Kingston versus Claudio and Orange Cassidy versus Kyle O'Reilly. Now, in my opinion, it's Claudio ends up taking on Kyle O'Reilly and Nigel McGuinness takes on John Moxley. They haven't done the draw, but that's the way I see it going.
Yeah, because there's like this whole blind draw thing, so you don't know who you're going to face.
So you give Nigel McGuinness a show in the UK in one of the semi-finals, because I think they'll be in Scotland or whatever. I think they're in Scotland. So you'll give Nigel McGuinness a show in the UK, so he's got like a sort of home ground advantage.
Yeah.
It's a very odd tournament, but if you didn't have Mox go in the first round, he's going all the way to the final. So I see Moxley facing McGuinness and winning there. And the reason why I say that is I see Kyle O'Reilly facing Claudio, got to overcome Claudio to get to Mox, and then again, got to get past Mox to finally get that title.
Yeah. I suppose it does open up a lot of doors here because I don't think we've seen Mox versus Nigel McGuinness. Of course, that's obviously going to be a good match if they do face each other next, right?
Yeah.
Eddie and Mox have long history. They are like, best friends in real life. A lot of history within AEW itself. So I can see that being a final. Obviously, I alluded to earlier, Kyle O'Reilly and Mox have that history. So I think because of the way they've structured it now, but even with Claudio, sorry, before I get there, we've been saying for a minute that like Mox hasn't like he's the de facto leader of the Death Riders.
Yeah.
But it should kind of be Claudio.
Yeah.
Just to shake it up a bit.
It would be more interesting if it was Mox versus Claudio in the semi-final, and then possibly a Kyle O'Reilly versus Nigel McGuinness in the other semi-final, because you'd have one guy who's a striker and another guy who's very much a technical wrestler, who could probably put on an absolute banger of a
match. Absolutely.
But I don't know. It just feels like they would keep Mox and Claudio separate.
Yeah,
because you'd have the banger, like the hard hitting banger match, and then you'd have the technical striking match.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, I think we'll obviously know more once we have a few more winners and we get close to that semi-final. But listen, as of right now, I'm going to give this tournament as a whole a dub, because some of the matches have been really good.
Yeah, I think the matches that have been really good have saved it.
Yeah, there have been some mid ones. I wouldn't say there's been any bad ones. There have been a couple of more boring ones. Like I said, Nigel McGuinness Hechicero just wasn't for me. I just didn't really enjoy it.
No.
That doesn't mean it was a bad match. Just my opinion on it. So overall, I'm gonna give the tournament a dub. I think once we get like past the next collision and we have a few more of the finalists,
we'll see where the semi-finals are going.
See where the semis are going, and then we can kind of build up to it again. With 10 days to go before All In, it does help with the shows. Let's speed them along, because there is something to always watch within them to actually like be like, okay, well, who's going to go through? So it is good.
Forgive me if I'm wrong though, but weren't they saying that Orange Cassidy is like the longest reigning Continental Champion?
It's either that or he had the most types of offenses.
Yeah, something like that. But I mean, again, that technically adds another layer to it if you think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because he hasn't gotten it back. He hasn't been a single champ since he lost it.
So, I mean, it's a bit, there's multiple layers.
There's intrigue. There's definite intrigue throughout the tournament. I think that's what also gives it a dub for me. Is like,
yeah, there is a bit more to it than it actually looks like. Than we've actually really discussed on the face of it.
Yeah, I mean, we sort of got into like the ifs and buts like towards the end there, but again, there is a lot of intrigue here. I would say one of the a bit of a low light for the tournament though is Brian Cage losing and Jake Doyle losing.
Yeah,
you're kind of making that section of the Doncas family look like
they're supposed to be the monsters, the protectors, the dominant force of the Doncas family, and they lost respectively to Hechicero and Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
So,
and then also, I mean, they and like now you have Jake Doyle, Mark Davis, and I think it was
Al Clone.
Al Clone lose to like they were always going to lose to the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
In the main events of Dynamite this past week. Why are you putting them in this position? Like if they're supposed to be the heavies for Doncas, they could squash some people, you know. But anyway, we digress.
Well, again, we'll see where it gets to. Obviously, I'm interested in seeing what the final match will be at All In. Mox versus Kyle O'Reilly can't disappoint. It does feel like it's a bit too soon to redo that after they had it at Double or Nothing.
I agree. I do agree.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it feels very soon after Double or Nothing to then put them in that match to see if he can finally win the title off of Mox, because he beat him, but he didn't win the title off of him. Because at Double or Nothing, it was just that match. You know what I mean? It wasn't for the title.
No, for sure. I hear exactly what you're saying. And like, I think it's just the nature of how they built this tournament has been a little bit weird. But I'm still gonna give it a dub.
Yeah, of course. No, of course.
I have enjoyed it, and I do like the tournament, even if there are too many of them. It's a dub.
Yeah.
Speaking of dubs, and I'm gonna give this almost a double dubs up, because it's not quite there yet, but I think it will be. And this comes straight out of the Continental Classic between the match of Jay White and Jon Moxley.
Yep.
Obviously, as we said, it looked like Jay White was trying to give that respect to Mox. Mox couldn't give a rat's ass. We had the dogs come out and a return of Gabe Kidd. Guess who's now
That
at
was-
trios?
Yep.
And then we had a bit of a smorgasbord of people coming out because then, and this also sort of alludes to I think I'm using the word allude wrong, but this sort of ties in a little bit with the Continental Classic as well, because we did have, after the Dogs came out with Gabe Kidd to beat on Jay White, we didn't have the guns. We had Kyle O'Reilly, we had the conglomeration. We had Kyle O'Reilly, Roddy Strong, and Orange Cassidy come out. Trios. Then while they're doing that, a few other people came out. I can't remember exactly. It was, again, a smorgasbord. Oh, we had Jay Lethal, Blake Christian, and Lee Johnson come out.
Yeah, so the Demand and Lethal Twist, whatever
Lethal
this
Twist
faction is now coming out.
And we also had the truest champions of Handman Adam Page and Bandito and Brody King. They were in the ring, and the Demand came down on the red apron. Ricochet and the Demand are killing it. Ricochet makes me laugh. I think he's always good. He's such a good, slimy little heel, like chicken shit heel D-bag. Yeah. I love it. I think he's doing really, really, really good. And he was smart. This was good heel work from him, especially because while they're all beating each other up in the ring, he was like, no.
I'll wait my turn.
We're owed a title shot anyway. Why do we have to fight? And I loved that. I thought that was great. And this is what I think the trio, I honestly think, and like, because I don't know the exact card. I don't know if they've announced the full card yet for All In. I doubt it. Because obviously we have a few outstanding matches still in. Why do I get the feeling we're gonna have like a four-way trios match between all these dudes with a surprise entrance? Because now, bear in mind, on Collision, I believe it was this past week, while again the Demand and Bandito with Hadman and Page were having their little like shook. Swerve comes out for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Because it didn't seem like it, and then he just sort of got in everyone's face. And I'm like thinking, well, it's Swerve. He can do what he likes. Because he also got in Jack Perry's face. Was he in Jack Perry's face, right? I think Swerve is deciding he wants to be known as the most dangerous man in AEW once again. Except I don't think it's that, Guzzy. And I think you and I are on the same page, have we've been saying it for a while. I think there's going to be a Hardy Boys level return of a certain tag team with horns come in with Swerve Strickland.
Yeah.
And that's how they're going to build up. This trio is defensive. Honestly, it could be a fatal four-way. I don't think it'll be that because, especially considering SummerSlam, where we had like a specific one-on-one match that then became a fatal, a triple threat, then became a fatal four-way. I don't know if they'll do that again. What I can see it being is like a trios gauntlet match.
Yeah.
And then you have like, two teams come in, like maybe obviously whoever goes, and then the final team that comes out will be Swerve and surprise entrances. I'm not going to say it in case I'm wrong, but I think we're right. I think we know what we're talking about. We've been waiting for it as soon as it got announced. If you know, you know.
If you know, you
this is why I think the trios have been great for a very long time now.
What they could get away with, it would take up a lot, but they could get away with doing like a trios ladder match. Like a fatal four-way trios ladder match.
I thought about that, but that's so many bodies.
It is a lot of bodies, but it's a lot of space.
There's a lot of space.
I mean,
I'll give you that. There is a lot of space. Let's be real. It is an arena. Wembley's a big place. Wembley's a very big place.
Unless they have some sort of... No, they can't really do that, can they? Because they're going to go with Darby Allin and Kevin Knight. I was going to say it could be like a Falls Count Anywhere type match, but they've got the Darby Allin Kevin Knight Falls Count Anywhere. So it could just be like a trio street fight, and then
just an all-in brawl.
Yeah, because you can't really do like a stadium stampede. That's a team versus a team, team versus a big team. But if you have a street fight,
I can see it. I can see it going lots of ways. One that also sort of, I think could work quite well is announce it because let's just go through the teams real quick, right? So you have the champs. So you have the champs, right?
Yeah.
You have Handman and Page and Bandito. Got the conglomeration. You got the Dogs with Gabe Kidd, and then you got the Demand who are owed something.
Yeah.
I can see the Demand getting really screwed out of this. Like they get beaten up backstage, and a team has to be replaced, and that's how you get the fatal four-way triple trios match.
Yeah, I can see that as well. It's a very because I don't. If you've already got the Casino Gauntlet men's match, I don't see the point in having another sort of Gauntlet
Sure.
trios match. So
Yeah.
again, you're trying
Again,
to keep everything on level.
yeah. Again, I could also see it go like, I mean, we're sort of alluding to like this mystery team if Swerve does decide to like be part of a trios and actually like run a faction, which he should. With Prince
Well, he
Nana there,
does.
it'd be great.
But he did because he had the whole thing where it's like because obviously after that whole scuffle with Jay White and John Mox, like the
They
the
cut to
dogs,
him backstage, yeah.
yeah, because the Hangman was like, oh, we currently don't have a match at Wembley, but hell, he basically had an open invitation, and then it cuts to Prince Nana, obviously saying, "Oh, Hangman, did we hear you right?" And Swerve's going, "You set up like an open invitation.
I
Don't
know
do
some
that.
people.
I know some people. Don't do that." Like obviously
No, no.
going off
And
the hint of it.
I hear you. I hear you. I think there will definitely be a match, but this could be one of those things where Hangman and Page and Brodito retain against the teams we mentioned,
Mm.
and then the lights go out, and whose house? It's a new house. Don't ever use that. That was terrible. But you know where I'm coming from.
I know, but there's so much like I don't know what you do because you'd have to call them like the house boys when they do arrive or something
Boys.
like that. Like you know what I mean? It's gonna
The
they
House
have to
Boys
have.
I like to
We're
see
not
it.
saying who, but they
I
have
want
to
to
have
call
the
them.
good faction name.
I think Brand New Day makes so much sense because Spider-Man also just came out.
Oh, fair enough.
And like tying it in like that. If you're Googling Brand New Day and you're looking for a specific people called something with the day and the newness in there,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of Spider-Man fans be like Brand New Day. I'm like, oh, what's this? This is
That's a good.
three of
That's
them?
actually not a bad shout. It's good
Just
marketing.
saying.
It's good marketing.
But it doesn't really work with Who's House, Swerve's House.
Yeah.
But again, they could just be called. Actually, we're saying it out loud, Gossi. OTG, we're saying it out loud. What is the affection name? Swerve's House.
Yeah.
There you go. They are just whose house? Swerve's house.
Yeah, it's just yeah. Actually, it is
Swerve's
just Swerve's
house. Yeah, it's like the House of Pain, or other things with house.
Other things with house in your house. No,
in your there is another like TV show or movie that's something like house that alludes to like people being in there. Our House, by the Madness, great song. I think Swerve's House would be a sweet name for a faction.
Just may as well call it that.
Because again, there won't be three of them because they have Prince Nana.
Problem is because they're coming to somewhere because of they're most likely coming to somewhere new. They won't be a familiar song, so it would have to be
maybe
it would have to be without music or two Swerve's music.
Not necessarily because with like Daniel Bryan or Adam Cole with Bryan Danielson when he came in, right? Obviously, he was Daniel Bryan, and then he has specific music. Adam Cole in WWE had specific music. Then they came over to AEW, obviously with Bryan Danielson. It's the same song, but they remixed it. You could do the same thing because I don't think it was it probably wasn't it's not a copyrighted song, I don't believe.
But don't forget, they did change it at the end, near the end of their tenure when they became heels.
It didn't change their name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so it's fine. But
whatever. Yeah. Listen,
we're just leaving it up for you to interpret for your interpretation.
Yeah. Again,
who knows who it could be?
We don't actually know. But weirdly enough, I'll put my Swerve's house in this. That's gonna be the new
All
name.
we're saying is they're actually good friends with him in real life.
But it's not Kenny Omega.
But it's not Kenny Omega.
But listen,
they are very good friends with Swerve.
All of this being said, all the speculation, all of us jaw jacking and whatnot. The trio stuff has had me entertained for a very long time now, and it's absolutely I want to see more of it. I just always the trios division. I never knew I needed a trios division as much as I realized how much I love it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. And again, I'm glad WWE don't have one because it gives AEW a unique aspect to it.
Yeah, which is weird because they did steal it almost verbatim from Ring of Honor.
Originally, yes.
But I suppose they own Ring of Honor, so that's not too bad.
Yeah. Which is, it's not too bad. I was just trying to think what it was. It's just something, but it's fine. It'll pass and it'll come back to it. But either way, trio stuff. Be
Double
interesting
dubs
to
up.
see what they do. Yeah, what they do. Double dubs up. What they do at All In.
Yeah, so I mean, we have what? We have 2 shows left before All In. We have Collision this Saturday. Then we have one final Dynamite.
Do we have? Oh, they're not doing a Collision before.
Oh, it would be on the Saturday. I don't know. Maybe. Actually, maybe 3. Okay, so maybe 3.
Possibly 3. I just don't know if
Possibly
they're going to do
3.
it. Sometimes they skip one. Remember, like then they'll incorporate like a Dynamite with a Collision.
Yeah,
so they might be doing a Dynamite Collision the following Wednesday after All In.
Yeah, for sure. Well, two or three shows before All In itself.
Yeah.
And I'm excited, man. I'm so excited. Again, like so far, even with the Continental Classic, digging it.
Yeah.
Digging it. It's got a dub. Trio stuff, got a double dubs up. I think going from 3 to 2. Let's talk some tag teams. Guys. Let's start off with and I am remiss to say it. I'm a little bit bummed to say it. The Golden Birds Divine Dominion is not hyping as much as I want it to be hyped.
No, I think they. I don't know. I'm very much looking forward to the match.
I think the match is going to be sick.
But I agree with you. I don't feel pumped up for the match. I'm excited to see it, but I'm not pumped up to be like, holy shit, I need to see this match. I'm like, oh my God. I'm going to myself internally. I'm going, this is going to be a great match. But I'm not going,
I want to see this match. Yeah.
You could be stealing the show with this. They've built it so long since, what was it? Beach Bash or whatever it was.
Bash at the Beach. Yeah.
Bash at the Beach or whatever it was. But they built it since then, really.
Which is a problem because if this is the problem with having only 4 real set pay-per-view. Now, obviously, I don't want to backtrack on what we said in previous podcasts, where they do have too many mini shows in between, many big shows in between. But when you do have only like 4 set pay-per-views, you do have 3 months between to build shit.
Yeah. And
the problem here is you built Lena Cross and Megan Boehner so much, and how dominant they are, you kind of have left everyone else on the wayside.
Yeah.
Because you haven't really, like with the Brawling Birds, I haven't seen them beat, the Triangle of Madness. I haven't seen them beat Sheeta and Stats when they were a tag team,
Yeah.
I did like their early vignettes with them like doing the whole very much reminiscent of the bar with Claudio, or at the time Cesaro and Sheamus. Mm-hmm. Backstage, they're beating people at bars. I thought that was a good start to the bull. That fizzled out real quick though. They didn't do that.
They've not done much with it. I mean, they've both had squash matches. Both teams have had squash matches.
Which does not a feud make.
No, and it's like you need to build it into something a bit more intense. Like I think they both come out to attack after.
Yeah,
that's just more substandard for what you should be. What they give you in storylines.
Yeah,
they wait till the match is over and then they come out from behind and they attack you and sneak attack, whatever. Like,
which is also weird because I've got it in my notes here. I can't remember if it was on. I believe it was on Collision. So Divine Dominion beat a team of Maserati and Rochelle Riveter.
Yeah.
Cool. Squash match. That's fine. But then the Birds came out and attacked them. That's heel work.
Yeah, it makes no sense because they've had, I don't know.
And I mean, again, like on this past Dynamite, after that, the Brawling Birds did cut a fairly decent promo backstage, saying the whole crux of it was, you know what we haven't seen from the Divine Dominion since they've been champs is fear when we went after them. And I did like that. I did like that aspect of it. And then again, shout out to the video editing team. They had a quick little video recapping the looks and stuff. Always very good to have that context on screen. Where was this earlier? This should have been it. You are scared of us. You know?
Do you know what the thing that I go back to as well? You know when they had the Divine Dominion call out the Birds and they were in a pub and they were saying, "Oh, all you do is drink and fight and whatever." And then they poured the beers out. It would have been more entertaining and probably hit harder for a Brit. Let's be honest, because they're coming to London.
Yeah.
if they actually downed the beers and then dropped the glass. But them just pouring the beers out, it's a bit disrespectful, don't get me wrong. But it would have been more intimidating for the birds to see them down beers because that's what they.
Yeah, it's like no, like anyone can do this. We do it better. We're the divine dominion. We drink like the gods.
Yeah, so do you know what I mean? Like that would have actually added
little things,
as small as it was, we would have added a little layer to it.
Well, you know what I would have done, and again, I know we're getting a little bit off topic, but just for this whole build, what they could have reversed, like do that, like let's reverse the roles a little bit here. Have the divine dominion do things like that, which would have been huge, but then have the brawling birds have the 5-minute challenge that the divine dominion was doing. Be like,
okay,
cool, you can beat up people at the pub and drink beers like we can. We can beat people in 5 minutes better than you did. Like have that round. You know, you could have done. You could have flipped the script a little bit there.
Yeah, absolutely. It would have worked better. Like again, it's gonna be a good match, but it's just not built to the level that it should be built to.
Exactly. I mean, it doesn't say much for a build. If I'm saying I think it'll be a good match, but what I'm really more looking forward to is just seeing like Megan Bain and the Brawling Birds, and just the 4 and Lena Cross in person because they're awesome. I kind of just want to see them, as opposed to I'm invested in the match itself.
It's and I think we said this before. It's like across both companies, the tag team division in itself is a bit weak.
That's very weak right now.
Especially the women. The AEW women's tag team is still stronger than the WWE's women's tag team stuff, like by far.
Who's even champs there? I never remember.
It's Fatal Influence because they all strapped in gold.
Oh, right. They actually finally won something. Right. Of course. Yeah.
But,
So we'll talk about that on the next one because what's her name?
JC Jane.
JC Jane finally won a title. Way too late. Way too late.
But either way, it comes up in the next one.
Yeah.
But it's as weak as it is. And again, looking forward to it. I could say the same a little bit. I am intrigued as to where they're going with this, but the men's tag team match between the Young Bucks and Cope and Cage, it's kind of I think that they sparked something a bit more after the whole brawl that happened at the end of Dynamite on Wednesday. But again, it's taken too long to get to that. There's been Cope, who's been so niceties with the Young Bucks, and Cage, who's obviously very much this.
He's Cage. Let's be real. Let's be real about this. Without Cage, Cope and Cage would kind of suck.
Yeah, because
Cage is just the best. He's the funniest dude on the goddamn planet. His line, and this is going back, I think, last week at Dynamite, when you had the Young Bucks and Cope, basically just, like you said, being very nice to each other, like giving each other flowers, and it's like, you guys were, what did they say? The Young Bucks said, like, you guys were wrestling, we were kids, you probably knew
we were doing this. What you were 3 when we got into this business or whatever it was, and
exactly.
And then the fact of how old they are,
which is crazy to think, and like good for them. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
But the best part came. It's like I can't remember what exactly was said, but it was something about like your dad, and Cage was like, how do you know I'm not your dad? Which is great. It's classic Cage. It's classic Cage. I didn't sell it very well, but go back and watch it. It's one of the funniest segments you'll see all year. Purely because of the ending of that. I feel like Cage is kind of carrying this feud on his back at this stage, which is a weird thing to say because they're all doing their parts. They're all putting the effort in to build this thing.
And again, that's why I say it elevated a little bit after this because obviously Cope came out to help the Young Bucks and Kenny after the whole.
Yeah, so
Vice came out and started attacking.
Yeah, so just a bit of context after the main event on Dynamite, which was obviously Kenny and the Bucks going up against the Don Callis family and Alclon.
Yeah, it's technically part of the Don Callis family.
Yeah, technically, but like not like officially inducted. I don't think. But yeah, he's a part of it. Obviously, they won. But then, Roppongi Vice came out and started attacking, and then the Young Bucks came out and yada yada.
Roppongi Vice. Roppongi Vice. Love that. But yeah, so and obviously it came out to the point where Cope came out and helped them.
And they got beaten down.
They were like, "Oh, here comes Cope and Cage." No. Here comes Cope. Cage was like sauntering his way. He was deciding whether
Because
he should get
Cage doesn't
involved.
want to help them. He's like, "What are you doing, Kurt?"
And what happens when he does help them?
He kicked Trent in
What
the
the
dick. That was
But
funny.
he got the super kick party done on him. So what happens?
But I see now I did like that. I did like that because it wasn't that accidental one, but it was because he was holding up Trent, or it may have been
it was Trent.
It was Trent, right? It was Trent. He was like holding up Trent, and it's like he finally decided, okay, cool, I'm gonna help the Bucks for this the first time in this whole feud. Fine, I'll help, and it
just so happened,
and it shot him in the face. You know, it didn't work, which is great because now he can go back and be like, look, I tried to help, and they kicked me.
Yeah.
Cope, what the hell are we doing?
But Cope got pissed. But Cope got pissed because he saw what happened, and he's like, "What the?" And he pushed Matt Jackson, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And then obviously they all got attacked by.
See, but now, which is weird because I didn't like that part of it.
But they're trying to elevate it now that it's a bit more of a rival. But you've got a week. You've given them a week to do this.
But this is why I didn't like it, right? Because also, and again, this is so nitpicky and niggly. Pope was facing there when it happened. It's not like he was on the outside of the ring or something. So he saw what happened. He saw it was an accident. And I understand for storytelling reasons, this is why you're going to do it, and he's going to get mad. But I would have built in more animosity between Cope and Cage to see if they're not going to like work together that way and be like, yeah, I saw what happened, but Cage, you're being done. They were obviously trying to kick Trent.
Yeah.
Why are you being so aggro about this? You know it was an accident. Seems like, why are you taking their side? Whereas now that Cope is like pushing Matt and Nick, I'm like, yeah, but you saw what happened, dude. You know, it's just it's a tiny little storytelling detail that I wasn't a big fan. And I'm not dissing it. I'm not disagreeing with it. I just think for me personally, it would have made more sense to have that sort of more, make it seem like Cope is more on the Bucks side than Cage, because Cage is like, why are you taking this side? Like, well, I saw what happened. It wasn't an accident. You're taking this way too seriously. Yeah. But they're going the very traditional routes of there was an accidental, like, you know, the alliance finally worked, but then there was an accidental bump, and now it's like, now they're fighting. Again, like you said, it's way too late to be doing this. This should have happened a few weeks ago and build the animosity from there.
It's just too niceties at this. It's been too nicety, and now you want to trigger the anger. Yeah, you've got a week to go. There's nothing going to happen.
But this is the problem, and it's the problem that WWE have had for a very long time. And Gozzy, you'll bail me out here 100%. They fell into the trap of making the Young Bucks faces, but Cope and Cage are faces. So now you have a face versus face team. So now you got to sort of angle one to the darker side. But again, you got to build to that.
Yeah, and it's a very weird one because it's Cope and Cage are faces on the surface of it to like the crowd.
Yeah.
Cage is trying to be a heel.
Cage is a heel. He's not trying shit. He is a heel, and he's trying to make Cope a heel.
We as the IWC don't see him as a heel. We accept that he's trying to be a heel, and you and I agree he is heel because he's doing the heelish shit.
Yeah, if you kick someone in the dick consistently, you are a heel. Yes. Shinsuke Nakamura.
But everyone is seeing them as faces because of nostalgia.
Yes. Thank you, OTG.
That is the problem.
That is the wisdom from the OTG himself, ladies and gentlemen.
So, but again, it's like you say, you've now made the Bucks faces. You could have actually easily kept them as heels or turned them heelish at Redemption when Omega did the One-Winged Angel to Ospreay. Because they were like, what the hell are you doing? They could have just been like, yeah, he deserves this, whatever. Like, side with Omega more. Yeah. That would have added more of a heel element to them.
I agree. And I'm going to jump a little bit ahead in time here. And the difference between that and Omega and Ospreay, they started the turn for Kenny way earlier. Yeah. So it makes sense all the shit he's pulling now. We'll obviously get more into detail about it a little bit later in this episode. But there it works. Why weren't you doing that with the Bucks right away? I don't get it. People, again, we love the Young Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
They could be heel, they could be faces. I think they're one of the best tag teams on the planet. I think they're one of the best of all time. I've loved the Young Bucks since I started watching them in New Japan when I finally figured out, oh shit, there's New Japan? Dope. I'll watch some more wrestling. Excellent. Love the Young Bucks. People want to boo them. I don't know why. I don't. They're awesome. They're great. They're funny. They're good on the mic. They're excellent in the ring. But you want to boo them? Cool. I'll boo the shit out of them because that's how good they are.
Yeah.
Just keep them heel.
Yeah, there's certain people that you just cannot change.
No,
or you should not change.
Not exactly. Don't big show the Young Bucks. We don't need a big show Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Pick one. Let them be heels. Them as the evil EVPs was great. I know it wasn't everyone's cup of tea, but they were conniving little shitbag heels, and that's kind of what you want.
Yeah.
If you want a heel, and you don't want to make them ultra violent like a John Moxley, or like really like a Gabe Kidd, shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's too little, too late. And again, the tag team, the tag team division the tag team title matches on this. Again, I'm so excited for this match. We're gonna finally be able to see Christian Cage and Adam Copeland come out live for the first time. We've been watching them since the Attitude Era, since '97, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very nostalgic thing to see.
Exactly, and we're also gonna be able to see the Young Bucks, one of the best tag teams on the planet. But again, I'm not really interested in the feud. I think the match will be great.
Yeah,
but the feud itself is
not invested in the feud.
I'm not invested in the feud at all. Again, same with the Divine Dominion and Brawling Birds. I kind of more just want to see them.
Yeah,
that's it, and that's not great.
And again, it goes to the contrast of quickly on the trios. I invested in the feud to get to where we're getting with the trios match.
Yes, I'm more invested in the feud than the trios,
and invested in that fucking match.
Yeah. Exactly, because that's what investment within the matches do.
Yes,
and the story built up to it. It's too little, too late, man. Again, I think this match is going to kick ass, but too little, too late, man. You have 2 or 3 episodes left before All In.
Yeah,
make one of them heel big time. You got to push Kenny as the heel, push the Young Bucks as heels.
Can't be supportive of the heel and then have them face.
You can't do it. You cannot do it. Wrestling has been around for 60 years. Longer.
Yeah, you can't have faces and heels on the same side.
No, you cannot. Unless there's the turn coming. That I'm not seeing.
Contradiction to each other.
Unless Cage finally turns again on Code. You know what I mean? Which no one wants to see. Unless they lose. In which case, I'd love to see.
Yeah.
But obviously, wait for our predictions next week, Sunday, for... That's going to be a wild episode. That's going to be crazy. We should do that at the stadium.
We can do that at the stadium. Don't see why not.
I'm excited. Anyway, I digress. Look how excited I am. This is what happens when you don't do this for a while.
I know. We just get to chat shit.
Just get to chat shit. Chat shit, get hit. Boom. Still want to get that as a t-shirt.
Yes.
Anyway, I digress. I'm sorry. I know I do this all the time.
It's all good. I just don't know where you want to go with this.
Ladies and gentlemen, without the OTG, this would just be me ranting about things I like and don't like about wrestling for like 3 hours every time. So be thankful that these episodes only crack 2 hours sometimes. But I'll tell you
where do we go? But where do we go from here then?
So, well, we had the trios, we had the tags. Let's talk triple threats. And in terms of building and investing yourself in a feud before a match, this is a bit of a weird one because the build up to it was kind of just thrown at us.
Yeah, it was just sort of slapped there.
But quite frankly, I don't give a shit because it's gonna be the match of the night. That's what I think.
And it's so
we're obviously talking about the triple threat that has been announced now. It was supposed to be Kyle Fletcher versus Konosuke Takeshita for his title. But Don Callis, being the Don Callis that he is, managed to get Kazuchika Okada in this match. Now, we've watched a lot of wrestling since this one match, and there's been some that have come close.
Yep.
But my match of the year is still so far Takeshita Okada.
Yes.
Double or nothing.
Yes. Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Now you add in possibly one of the best wrestlers on the planet, Kyle Fletcher, to the mix.
Yeah.
And it sort of writes itself at this stage.
I mean, again, we touched, I think the last time we spoke, we touched on this, where Okada was eyeing up that title.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of finicky things going on between Okada and Fletcher. Within, Okada looked very uninterested in helping. It was just Okada being Okada.
Yeah.
This is going. I messaged you as soon as they made this on the. I was like,
and I watched Dynamite like a few hours before Ghazi finished it, and I was like, don't say shit, don't spoil it, wait, just wait.
I knew you'd watched it. That's why. That's why I was like, oh shit, we're getting
we're
getting the greatest triple threat.
This is exactly like what happened when I think I watched Collision before you did, and I texted you and I was like, it was good. It was a good Collision. Wait until the main event. You'll know when you see it. And then I'm obviously talking about the grab his dick and twisted spot, which again, you like to be like, yep. Okay. Like, I was itching to tell you, like, you'll never believe what they just announced. It's going to be crazy.
And again, like you say, it's been a bit weird to get there. But this is, like you say, one build up, don't give a shit about. The match is going to be unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
This is going to be stupidly good.
What makes this match so, again, besides the talent in the ring, right?
Oh,
this past Dynamite, man, I love Okada. I think he's so good on everything he does. Like, his English is not great, but his little backstage promo with Renee Paquette was like that little icing on the cake for me. I was like, that promo actually got me super invested in the match itself. Beyond the fact that these three are in the match.
I kind of want Okada to win.
You know I want Okada to win. You know I want Okada to win.
I want Okada to I love any one of them winning will be fantastic. But the way that they've set this up, again, with Okada eyeing it up, being the little nuance on it, and then Don Callis going, oh, we're going to keep it in the family. There's a guarantee we'll keep it in the family. Okada there. The disgust in Kyle Fletcher's face.
The absolute disgust, bro.
In his face when Don Callis announced that, and he was like, oh, like, are you kidding me?
Like, what the hell?
I don't care. But again, like you say, the backstage thing with Renee Paquette and Okada was phenomenal.
It was so good. And just the way he said everything. And he said, and like, I mean, I know he said this match is sort of slapdash together, but like you just said, they have been sort of building it up a little bit in the background. So I wasn't surprised when they announced it. I was very happy. And I was slightly surprised, but I wasn't like, oh my God, I can't believe they announced it. Because I was like, well, that kind of makes sense. You know?
It's clever because, again, we were talking about it and I was obviously saying, I expect it to be Okada versus Fletcher. I don't know how we get there.
Yes.
But then they were like, okay, the guy who hasn't had his rematch, you're going to have Takeshita versus Fletcher at All In. But I've managed to work it that Okada's going to be in there too. That's how you get there.
That's how you get there. Well done.
Don Callis,
well done.
Unbelievable. He is a slime ball, but he's an unbelievable character.
I want to say probably like the second best heel in the whole of wrestling.
Do you know what? He is. It's so weird to say this, right? He is AEW's version of Paul Heyman.
Oh, but better. Honestly, I'm going to give the edge to Callis a little bit there.
I wouldn't take anything away from you, but you get what
I know exactly what you mean.
He is the guy that everyone goes to get something done. Heyman is the guy you go to when you want to get something done in WWE.
It's true.
This is Don Callis' role. He doesn't wrestle. Heyman doesn't wrestle. No. He manages a big faction or he manages individuals. Heyman manages a faction or he manages an individual.
That are always featured on every episode of everything because that's what he does. That's what he does.
It is their answer to Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
He is their answer to Paul Heyman. But
just talk about a dream match. Paul Heyman, Don Callis, book it. Forbidden Door 2027. Let's do it, man. I'm with it so hard.
It would be unbelievable.
Just all they do is they bring in their own factions. Like, I'm not wrestling. Bring in another guy.
That would be hilarious. Just an all-out brawl.
Just an all-out brawl. Yeah, exactly.
But
oh man, that'd be awesome.
But again, like that's so shrewd of a character, and you can see that he's worked this with Okada in the background because it's all about Fletcher being champion, Kevin being champion, whatever. But Okada, you can see Okada is the child. He is the golden child.
And I said this on an episode of ours, I think it was 2 or 3 ago, that I said to you, I was like, that's something you always got to keep in mind with Don Callis. Okada has always been the golden boy for Don Callis since he came to AEW, and I mentioned it, and it's coming to fruition now, and I think it's absolutely great. And it's just fantastic.
And again, that whole way he said, all that matters is the title stays in the family.
Yeah,
I'll be happy if Kyle retains it, but he needs to be happy if I win it.
Oh well, see,
my hand.
See now, flip those, because the way he said it, he said him first. He's like,
yeah.
I think he actually said when. I might be missing my words here. I'm gonna say if, just in case. Like, if I win, I expect Kyle to be very happy for me. Yeah. And like, he really hyped up how happy Kyle should be. And then he kind of went off on like a little bit of like, but it is for the family. And obviously, and like just as a sort of throwaway thing, it's like, obviously, if Kyle wins, I'd be happy for him. Just slime balled in there. It was very sort of the throwaway little comments. And again, this little promo, and like, you don't give Okada a ton of my time.
No.
But just that, I'm like, this is why Okada got 7.5 stars in New Japan, Because people forget that he's not just a dude backstage who says, "Oh no, I forgot, sorry, bitch." He can cut a promo. He knows what he's doing. He can tell a story outside the ring. I'm going Okada here. I'm predicting it. Okada takes the title.
I want Okada to win this.
Because we also said, like, maybe it is time for, like, Don Callis family has been overloaded for a while. And I think we said it was either after our Grand Slam episode or maybe Redemption that they do need to trim a bit of the fat there. When does Okada lead to go after more single stuff? Maybe this is it. Maybe you keep him in the Don Callis family and get rid of Kyle Fletcher, but Kyle Fletcher as a heel is so good. Maybe Kyle Fletcher retains here by screwing Okada, and Okada's like, well, Don Callis, do something about your boy. Get your boy, dog.
Yeah, and he's just going to be, but then it's just going to be like, well, what does it matter? The title's still in the family.
That's how we get face Okada. Then we get Takada. I must say, Kyle Fletcher is in such a prime position here that Proto-Okada and Proto-Okada and Proto-Keshta work so well because of the prototype. Like, just in terms of, like, he can work with both, like, in terms of names. Now we get Takada.
Yeah.
Well done. Maybe this is just like someone was fiddling around with a notepad. It's like, they all work. Oh my God.
But yeah, I mean, like, it's going to be unbelievable.
Again, not a ton of bolts of this. Little bits and pieces here. Again, sometimes when it comes to this sort of thing,
less is more.
This is more. Like when they had Takeshita versus Okada at Double or Nothing. It wasn't a big build for that. Yes, they had the history between the two of them, and there was a bit of a build. But we said to each other, like, this could be match of the night, and it stole the show for me. I watched that match again the other day, glued to the screen. I can't wait for this match. But I'm all in on Okada right now.
This needs to be. I think this needs to open, and I don't want it to sound disrespectful, but you need to start hot.
Oh, you're gonna start that hot? It's gonna be a long day.
Yeah, it is. But I also know the two of us need to take it easy on that day.
Well, we do need to. Again, it's gonna be a long day. This
is the match that I want to remember.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether if it's first, that's fine. It doesn't matter.
I think what we'll do, everybody, is we'll do like a little surprise show as well before All In, that we sort of predict our match order.
Yeah.
Because I think what match, and we'll get to it next, I guess, is I think the match that'll open will actually be Andrade versus MJF.
The gauntlet.
I don't think it'll be a gauntlet.
It's still a gauntlet, technically.
It is, but
why are you fighting for the number 1, number 2 spot in a gauntlet match?
You want to come in last.
No. Yeah, you want to be number 5 and 6 if you're going to do 6 people. Or 7 and 8.
That's like when they have the Royal Rumble every year, and you like some wrestlers for whatever reason have to wrestle to earn a spot, but then they end at number like. Why? No, you want to come. You want to come in the gauntlet last. You're the fresher man.
Yeah, but you can't just go. Oh, advertise it as a casino gauntlet, and then go. Actually, you know, it's just going to be a number 1 contenders match. People will be pissed off because you've also had. But you've also because you've had people like Ciampa and everyone throw their weight in it and go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you. Doesn't matter if you're number one. Doesn't matter if you're number two. Whatever. Chomp is coming for you. Didn't mean for that to rhyme. But,
1, 2, Chomp's coming for you.
but you know what I mean? Like it's I'm gonna be there type thing. So you're gonna get Chomper and probably maybe even like Jericho in the gauntlet match because I don't know if there's anything for him going.
He should be there. I swear to God, I'll lose my mind if Chris Jericho is in that gauntlet match. I just want to see Chris Jericho live.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It should if you're gonna have this gauntlet, you're probably gonna have Ciampa. You could have Jericho because then you've got a little bit of a rivalry there that still has been resolved, but it's still there in a way because it's still fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's the nice thing about gauntlets. Like you can start mini feuds or close off mini feuds or continue them.
Right? Want to bring him back? You could put Mark Briscoe in there. He's got something going. He had something going with MJF, so there's a bit of enough. There's a bit of things there.
I'm just having a look here. I don't know if there is anything sort of published about if anyone's been announced for the gauntlet match yet. I got it. Sometimes they do announce a couple of like the biggest stars, you know.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Let's see. Fair. Two wrestlers, again. Nothing's on the Dazzling page. Okay, well, either way. I'm saying it's Andrade versus MJF because this is the feud, right? So it just makes a lot of sense that it will come down to those two in the final. Which kind of sucks in terms of like for a gauntlet match. Again, this is very much like Continental Classic territory. But you do kind of want an outsider to at least make it to the final, you know, like a Speedball Mike Bailey or someone like that, you know?
Yeah. But again,
who will definitely be in it.
Yeah, because MJF was in the triple threat with him and Nick Wayne.
Yeah.
Which was a really good match, by the way.
Phenomenal match. Very, very,
very good match. But he was in it, and obviously he won that to get the number 2 spots in the gauntlet.
Sorry.
But you could have Nick Wayne and Speedball in that gauntlet match as well.
They should be. I want to see Nick Wayne live as well. I think you could make this one of the best gauntlet matches you've ever had. Because, I mean, in terms of talented roster, I don't think you're going to ever get any better than this current AEW one. And I'm talking across it. Like, this is a hot take here. This roster is stacked with so much talent.
Yeah.
That you could do something crazy with this gauntlet match.
You can do something mad with it. You're right. You can do some.
Like this is where you showcase everybody.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times with these gauntlet matches, it is like, you know, 2 people start elimination, a couple of people come in as 3 or 4, and then like you thin out the road. Maybe you just turn this into like a full on. However many people are in the gauntlet match, it goes and it stacks up the ring.
Almost like a mini rumble type style thing.
Yeah. But without being boring sometimes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's like you can, because the nice thing about the gauntlet is you can make it kind of like a gauntlet Royal Rumble slash a stadium stampede kind of situation, because you can have these mini things burst out into the arena and like on the ramp and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you could do something like that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, so far, sorry, I know we've gotten very off track here. Finish what you were going to say, and then I'll
No. I mean, it's just this. It depends on how many they're going with in this gauntlet match, if I'm honest with you. Because you can have Nick, you can have Speedball, you can have Ciampa, you can have Jericho, you can have Mark Briscoe if he's going to come back.
Oh, yeah, he's been away for a while.
We don't know what's going on with the Bang Bang Gang, so I'm assuming, because we didn't, they're probably going to have a match with the dog. Like,
I honestly think they'll be on the pre-show for something. I really want them at All In. Again, because of the Bang Bang Gang. I love the Bang Bang Gang. Plus, that entrance will be sick. But you have to do it like in darkness. But whatever. That's I don't really say.
But it's just
that is the nice thing about a gauntlet match. It's not like a Royal Rumble where you have a set number of people. It goes until.
Because if you're not gonna, if there's nothing for the Bang Bang Gang, you could put Juice in there. If we're going to get nothing with the dogs, and if we're not going to get anything between the dogs and the Bang Bang Gang, you could put Juice in there, or you could throw Jay White in there, because who knows what he's going to have.
Yeah. Well, see, now here's the thing. I think it's going to be a dope match, and I've loved the build between Andrade and MJF. Their promos have been really good. Andrade with his how you know new catchphrase has gotten over so well. I think I'm so invested in just the two of them having a match. It should just be a match. So the fact that it is within the gauntlet kind of takes away from the gauntlet itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I agree. It should just be a match on its own merits.
Yeah.
For a number one contenders, it shouldn't be a gauntlet match for a win, because you can't advertise it as a gauntlet match. Winner gets to go on for an AEW championship, and then all of a sudden just have it as two people and it's a number one contenders. You've advertised this as a gauntlet match. We're expecting to see 6 to 8 guys.
Yeah, minimum at this stage. So I want to see some of the like guys from Nirvana. Have some from Shane Taylor Productions. Let's have some Jay Lethal in the house. You know what I mean? You know, again, I just think that this match is actually just Andrade MJF.
Yeah.
So I don't really care about
the
others because I know it's going to come down to these two.
Yeah. It's a weird one.
It's a very weird one, but I am very excited about it.
Yeah. I think, that's just it. It's where you try and you don't want to shoehorn everyone in because you want the important stuff, but at the same time, you want to give a showcase, man. It's Wembley. It's going to be a big show.
That's what I'm saying. I think this is why this match opens.
Fair, and I'm with you. I could go with that.
But I think there'll be a banner out of the way.
Yeah, you can't, because again, you have to find. So again, where we were coming to it, the Okada Takeshita Fletcher match, it's got to be at a point where people aren't exhausted already.
Yeah,
because everyone's going to be wanting to see. So again, main event, which we'll touch in a moment, is going to be Ospreay versus Omega. You can't just throw that first. That's a weird thing to do. That's going to be number one. That's going to be last on the card.
Yeah,
but trying to find that triple threat, it's either got to be opening so that everyone's aware and everyone's invested in it, or it's got to be like,
it'll probably be mid card. I think, like sort of. I honestly, and it's gonna suck to say, and we'll obviously get to this match probably soon. I would have the Mercedes Moné Willow Nightingale match sort of in the middle, and then right after that, have the triple threat, because then you could probably fill out the rest of the spots with like the tag team matches.
Yeah, or would you not then keep everyone on a high and have like you have the Willow Mercedes match, then the triple threat, then the Ospreay?
Can I tell you what I would do?
Build.
Can I tell you what I would genuinely do here? I would cut 3 matches from this card.
Yeah, it's a lot, but we know that they do that, and
we know it. And look, and I'm not mad that we're gonna watch about 8 hours of wrestling straight up.
Oh God, no!
Like at all?
No, God, no.
As much as we have sometimes complained that sometimes the pay-per-views are too long, doesn't matter. We're gonna be at Wembley Stadium and we're gonna be hitting those videos.
Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome.
But it's also we're gonna be there. We're not gonna be sitting at home watching it where we can take a break and go, God, this is slog. We're gonna be watching it there.
Yeah. So what I would genuinely do is I would decide, okay, which matches are genuinely sort of unimportant here. I think like the Continental Classic final doesn't need to be here. For example, right? You could have that as your marquee match as a follow-up to All In on Dynamite on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, like, you can remove that because you know that match, if Mox is in it, it's going to be slow. It's going to be bloody, probably. And it's going to take forever.
Yeah, it's going to be about 27 minutes, probably.
Yeah.
Very accurate.
Very accurate. We're going to start our actual, like, TikTok channel, like, before All In, for real this time, you guys. And I'm going to, like, the first 15 clips that we take is me panning over to the OTG and him checking his goddamn watch about the match times. It's like, Rone, 18 minutes, 17 seconds.
I'm going to have the stopwatch going. It's going.
Like, that was about 8 minutes for entrances and 3 minutes for a match. What the? We digress. I
will say this. Since you touched on it, the women's match, it's been the I do want to see it, but I'm still pissed that Tekla's not in it. Like, that's my biggest gripe with this, because I get why you need the proper face against the proper the real heel, but you could have easily worked Tekla versus Willow into this show instead of putting it on Redemption for me.
So I'm with you 100% here. The fact that you couldn't get us Tekla on this is maybe she's injured, and I'm hope that's I'm gonna cut myself off right there. I hope she's not. But I hope maybe that's like a kayfabe reason as to why they didn't do this, because we said it 1,000 times. We pre-booked it, we post-booked it, we fantasy booked it on how we make this a triple threat.
Yeah.
And they didn't give us any of that.
You know what? If she comes out afterwards, I'll still be ecstatic.
Yes.
But I'd be even more... I'd have been happier if I could have seen her wrestle live, basically.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I 100% agree.
Because you and I've said for the last several months, best heel on TV.
Easily.
Best women's wrestler on TV by a mile. Second best spear in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Hilarious.
So funny. Put her on commentary. All the time.
Best female heel. I wouldn't say best heel in the business because that has to go to MJF.
MJF,
but best female heel.
I think ever. I don't remember there being a heel as like entertaining as her. You know?
I mean, you could say Becky Lynch when she was big time Bex.
I thought she was a good heel. I didn't think she was.
But I'm saying good. I'm saying that is probably the closest you'll find.
Sure, I'll give you that.
Because I agree with you. I don't think there's ever been...
I would say maybe Alexa Bliss before she turned face the first time. Yeah.
Bully heel Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, she was incredible.
Because let's be honest, Liv is not a heel. She's terrible. Digressing. But what I mean is Tekla should be on this card.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
She is
that should never be in
wrestler in the business, and she's just not on the card. I got nothing against Willow and Mercedes. I think it will be a very, very good match.
I hope it'll be a good match.
And you have said that they, we spoke about it before we went on, but you said that they have elevated it more with this episode of Dynamite where it got like proper under the skin and they went looking for each other.
And it needed that. It needed that, like that shot in the arm for sure.
It did. And I agree with you. It gave me a bit more to be interested in.
Yeah.
But it's still not the match that I wanted to see.
No, I'm doing everything I can to give a rat's ass about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to take Tekla out of the equation, but I can't because of how fucking good she is.
I can't unsee
the travesty
of justice that is the fact that we don't have Tekla or the whole of Triangle Madness here.
Yeah.
It doesn't compute in my little tiny wrestling brain.
Yeah. Sky Blue and Julia Hart, Sisters of Sin, unbelievable. Add Tekla, obviously Triangle Madness. Ridiculous.
Which is an insane name as well. You finally have like a trio set of incredible women wrestlers. Give them a sick name, a great gimmick, and then
a trio set of incredible wrestlers.
Yeah.
You don't even have to say it as anything else. Just with an incredible tag team name, an incredible individual moniker of the Toxic Spider, and an incredible trio's name.
Add to that the sheer entertainment value that they bring every time, because they are like the collection of chaos when it comes to this sort of thing. You know the Triangle of Madness remind me of? They remind me of the Riot Squad in WWE with Ruby Riot, Sarah Logan, and Liv Morgan when she had a blue time, right? Yeah. Except an actual chaos collective.
Yeah.
That actually realized what they had and ran with it. And now, again, I know we're digressing. It's very hard to look past the fact that Tekla lost that title and has been off TV basically since then.
Yeah.
Right?
And so technically have the Sisters of Sin in a way.
Yeah, ever since the TBS match. Which also didn't make a ton of and again, the best part of that match was Tekla on commentary.
That was the
That was one of the greatest. That was possibly one of the greatest commentary sets I've ever heard. I'll put that. I'll record that, put it on at night, and go to sleep laughing.
It's absolutely fantastic. I'm
just like,
I'm on board with you. It's just it's like it's.
It makes no sense.
I'm struggling to find the words because I get where they're going with it for the sense of good versus evil. You know, face versus heel, everything on that. But sometimes you just need to have your best wrestler there.
Yeah, and we've said it before. We'll say it again. Mercedes Moné is not that great of a wrestler. She's good. She's a good wrestler. Give her all the props in the world. She's a solid in-ring worker. But when she turns it up like she did on Dynamite this past week, and she got under Willow's skin, when she turns it on the mic, she can be devastatingly good. But a lot of the time, she's just kind of mid.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big Willow guy. I don't like the whole happy-go-lucky champ thing. It's never been my thing. You know, I gave John Cena a pass purely because I watched him wrestle his first match in his little undies, and then he became the Doctor of Thugonomics. Yeah, was the John Cena guy after that, you know?
Yeah.
It's the Doctor rules. He can do what he likes. Willow's never given me that. No. It's always just been the bouncy thing. But again, Mercedes got under her skin. Said, I like what she said in this past promo about how when Mercedes lost her title, whichever of the 9,000 she owned at the time.
Yeah.
And Willow was standing above her smiling. That's why she wants to wipe the smirk off her face. I like that a lot. I was like, there we go. That's the juice that this thing needed. Personal stakes. Because as of right now, there weren't anything else besides the fact that one is a babyface and one is a heel.
Yeah. And the thing is, I did like how, because they got really under each other's skin, and it was more Mercedes getting under Willow's skin.
Big time, yeah.
I think that's just Willow tried.
Yeah, Willow tried. But
she couldn't. And then she was like, you know what? Where the hell is she?
Yeah, earrings off. I like that from both of them. It's like, earrings off. All right, I bet we can fuck each other up.
But it's nice to see that piece because it's not like they're going, okay, we're in separate places of the same building. We just have to keep separate. And that's because I'm going to find this. Yeah. I'm going to find this bitch.
On site.
Absolutely destroy her.
And then Mercedes got the jump on her, and Willow's face hit the camera, which I did laugh at. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was really funny. I don't think that was planned. The camera was a little bit too close.
But it's just.
I do hope. Yeah. I think this is why I'm gonna give it a dub for now.
Yeah.
Because I do think the match will be good because they both can work. They're not my favorite wrestlers, but they are good. This promo on Dynamite was very good.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a dub for now.
I agree with that.
I think that Tekla should be a part of it. That's about it.
I've been saying it. The people that I wanted to see the most going into this, with the exception of obviously the big
match. Yeah. Your Kenny's and Ospreys and Takeshita's and Carter's. Yeah. Tekla was up there.
Was one person I want to see, and if they can still do it, the dogs, because I've been saying it for you. Like, I'm not big heel tag fan, but the dogs do. They've got something that just makes me really invested.
No, it's I know what you mean.
And they are really good as a tag team. You know? They're really good, and I want to see Clark Connors' spear because it's the best spear in the game.
No, 100%. I'm with you. I'm with you, 100%.
We could be missing out on two of the greatest spears going in the business at the moment.
But we won't miss out on Cope's one, at least. So, we have that going for us, which is nice.
Yeah, we got the nostalgia.
We got the nostalgia spear. I love that. That was really good.
We get the NS. It's fun.
Yeah, exactly. The NS is great. So look, I mean, listen, I'm gonna give it a dub for now.
Yeah.
But again, there's 3 episodes left of TV to go before 2 or 3 to go before All In. I don't know. I do hope, because I can't really see Willow losing her title right, like as soon as she won it.
I can, for the fact that I feel like they just want to put the title on Mercedes, and this was the easiest way to do it. Have her win the cup. Have her win the cup. Have the build. Have her beat a face rather than have her beat the best wrestler in the business.
Well, then I've got 2 things that I want to pitch here real quick, right? I can see Willow retaining. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
But if she retains, Tekla comes back.
Yeah.
She has to.
Rematch.
I want my rematch. I want my rematch. But if Mercedes wins, which is also a definite possibility, again, just from what you've just said, I want Tony Storm back.
Yes.
Give me that.
Then I'm with you. Then I'm with you. Give us one of the. If either way, if the face retains it, have the heel come back and get demand the rematch.
Cool.
If the heel wins it, have the ultimate women's wrestler come out, make a return, and go, "I'm back." Doesn't have to do anything.
Oh,
she just has to walk out on the ramp. Music hits, walks out on the ramp.
It's black and white.
Looks at Mercedes and just go, "I'm back,"
like,
and then walks away.
Or like, you're next, you tart, something like that.
Yeah, something ridiculous, like something simple like that. Doesn't have to have more than 10 words in the moniker.
That's it.
Or in the promo.
Just return.
And then buggers off.
Yeah. One or the other has to return.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. And I'm gonna
happy
put it down
for
on
both.
paper.
I'm happy for both. Them, actually. Happy with either of that happening.
I want them both to return. Fuck it. I want both of them to return at the same time, and then that's the match. Tekla versus Tony Storm. There you go. Sold.
Done.
Sold. There you go. I just booked it all in.
All out. Whatever's going to happen afterwards.
Brawl out again. Yeah. So okay. Well,
are we getting to the big point now? Are we getting to the big?
No, we still have a couple of one more thing to talk about. We have to talk about Darby Allin and Kevin Knight.
Oh yeah.
I like the build. We can keep this one short. I like the build so far. I liked on this Dynamite that they are selling Darby Allin's neck quite a bit, as you know, he's had issues and hit by a bus and whatnot. It's been a very good build. They're gonna have a Falls Count Anywhere match. It's gonna get hectic. It's gonna get violence. I'm all for it.
I'm with that. And again, giving Darby the full Jeff Hardy treatment was perfect.
Yeah. Little cherry on top there. I liked it.
Little perfect thing, but they have been building it extremely well, actually. If in the scheme of it, considering what they've been given, they built it really well.
Yeah, which is very they haven't been given a lot of time, which is weird.
No. And that's the thing, is you make use of the time you have, and they've actually built the intrigue and they've made it a really good match. I will come to the. I can see Darby winning it, but I don't want Kevin to lose.
I think Kevin retains.
Yeah, that's what personally,
I'm saying.
I think that's I don't see Kevin losing.
I think that's the right move. Again, you want to establish him, but more Darby can do basically anything he wants in AEW right now.
I just want to see the spot. He's going to jump off the Wembley Arch.
Oh, absolutely! It's going to be insane. It's going to be
jump off the Wembley Arch and drops the 150 feet.
Speaking of the Wembley Arch, I'm going to go back a little bit to the Trios thing. Something that intrigued me about Adam Page's thing with the Trios guys was he did announce it meet me under the arch, and then they cut to Swerve. You're like, I know people. I wonder if that Trios thing does kick off Wembley. Or you kind of have to be at the arch to see them all brawling first. That'd be sick.
That would be funny. Actually, that would be amazing. But it's like, okay, cool. Or it could be like a little vignette of earlier today.
Yeah.
And it'll be like them standing there waiting, and then Swerve arrives and goes, "I'll see you out there."
Yeah, something cool like that. Something cool.
I've got my friends.
Yeah. I'm with that. Either way, I think it'd be sick. But yeah, so Darby, Kevin Knight, again, they've done incredibly well with the little thing they have. I will say what I really liked about their segments on this past Dynamite was they gave an extra bit of an element, kind of like what they did with the thing with Mercedes and Willow. With Willow, getting under Willow's skin, it showed that more vicious side of her where she's throwing down no more smiles. You need to add to your character, right?
Yeah.
What they did with Kevin Knight here was really, really smart because he called out Darby, bullshit his way through, no, I'm going to make sure you don't have a weapon, yada, 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 in the ring. But because Darby's been blowing him up for quite a while now, which is a weird thing to say, he actually got the jump on Darby. It shows they developing his character. He's not just a heel, he's a smart heel, which I really like.
Yeah.
And I hope that comes into play within their match. Kevin's smarter than getting distracted or stupid things that heels do.
Because this is a Falls Count Anyway, we are gonna see.
We're gonna see a bomb spot for sure.
We're gonna see something wild. We are going to see something wild,
and
hopefully we'll get them across us.
That'd be sick. That'd be sick. I'd be so down with that. I think we got pretty much.
Hopefully we just get them across us. But who knows? Because normally we're sitting where we are sitting is normally where they go out and into the crowds because they don't normally go around back towards the ramp.
Yeah.
Either they go up the ramp or they come out the crowd and they do a circular movement.
Yeah.
Back to the other corner, and that's right about where we're going to be sitting, really.
It's about chosen seats.
So
yeah, see, I thought about it.
Yeah, you thought.
Although I am bummed that I bought them when I did because if I had waited 2 weeks, we could have gotten them half off. But whatever, it's fine. We're still going. I don't care.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. If we had to see their rush at some stage, that'd be awesome.
Don't care what he does. Just need him.
Put him on a pre-show with the Rascals. I'll watch the hell out of that. That'd be awesome.
I would like to say, like you pointed out earlier, I would like to say a person who is catching my eye and I think will do incredibly well as a singles wrestler is Myron Reed. Myron Reed is unbelievable. He's
so good.
He is unbelievable. In that group of the three, he is unbelievable. Just a side note.
For sure. No, I'm with you. It's kind of like Ace Austin in the Guns, man. Like I love the Guns and I love Juice Robinson, I love Jay White. Like he is showing up, man. He is standing out a little bit, which I really, really enjoy about that sort of thing. It's hard to do. It's hard to do in groups like that.
Yeah.
Because you're in a group like with the Rascals, you're in a group with Wes Lee. I know that's not his name now, but that's how I know it. That's goddamn, it's Wes Lee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
The only other thing before we get to the main thing is Maya will retain her TBS championship against Chris Statlander, Hikaru Shida, and Persephone in a very mid fatal 4-way.
I think it's good that she beat Stat, like she pinned Stat.
I agree. I was actually I'm surprised you said it because she's your goal.
No, I love Stat. I'm a Stat man all the way. But I think it's good because she's beaten Shida, pinned her. She's beaten Persephone, pinned her. To pin Stat.
Yeah, it's huge.
That knocks out that trio of them. She's pinned all three of them.
Yeah, which opens it up now again, which is great.
Yeah, and I don't care where it goes. And I've obviously seen people like Mina Shirakawa has been wrestling at Ring of Honor for a bit, which is why she hasn't been there.
Yeah, same as Holly Cameron.
Yeah, they're more showing out there for now, and that's a good way to use the talents. Don't get me wrong. I think it's because if they're not got much going for them on,
give them something to Ring of Honor. Sure,
give them something there, give them something to do New Japan, whatever. But because they also had this build, I think what they could do, which would be really interesting, is have Maya World versus Starlight Kid and bring her over and have her be the TBS champ.
That would be sick. Cool. Oh, hey, let me see that.
It would be a good match between Maya World and Starlight Kid. I don't think it would blow the waters away because Tekla versus Starlight Kid was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But
I don't think Maya World's there yet, but she probably will soon.
But they're giving it to her, and she's taking, and she's getting better. Like
much better. Yeah, she's really improving really quickly.
Early on, she was a bit.
She does need a bit of finisher. That full way cradle slam is.
Give her a submission or something.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to have much for it. Just give her a good submission.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, absolutely.
But I think what they could do is people saw Starlight Kid and people want more Starlight Kid.
Yeah.
Bring her over and have her be TBS champ, beat Maya World.
Yeah, and that'd be awesome. Yeah.
You can have a really good mix in the middle there of Starlight Kid versus people like Harley Cameron. You could have her versus Chris Statlander. If you're not going to throw Tekla back in the main event, which she deserves to be in, you could then you've already got a rivalry there built in for.
Yeah.
I just want to screw you over.
Yeah.
I don't care about this TBS title. I just want to screw you over.
Yeah, exactly. You can do a lot of stuff, which would be great. But yeah, that's what I thought I'd bring it up because there's intrigue there. There's intrigue there.
Booking, whatever. But yeah, but it's hard to see where they go with Maya World now because she's beaten Stat, she's beaten Shida, she's beaten Persephone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so they're done. They should be.
I'm in the sort of crux of it of who now. She's obviously. I know she's fighting Willow, but we know Willow's going to win.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, where do we go with it? That's more.
There's lots. Give it to Marina Shafir. She needs the title.
Again, she's wrestling in Ring of Honor as well, apparently.
Yeah, but she's always on Dynamite.
Yeah, I know she's always on Dynamite. Yeah. But again, she goes where Roddy goes.
That's also true. That's also very true. But yeah, just thought I'd bring it up because it did happen and it is a title. So yeah, 100%. But the big one.
It's getting legs. It started off very lethargic for me.
Very slow ball. I'll give you that. Very slow ball. I think it started kicking off proper at Bash at the Beach.
Yeah, and when he attacked.
Yeah, when
no, Redemption. When he.
Well, no, like it kind of started at Bash at the Beach because obviously Will Ospreay and MJF had their little thing at the end, and then the match with Kenny where he actually beat MJF, and that's where it kicked off.
Yeah,
that's where the respect started, but now it's completely flipped over. We got to heel Kenny, as far as I'm concerned, which is great.
Yeah. No,
heel cleaner Kenny is the best.
Kenny. But it is. I think we only got that over the last week, if I'm honest, because he did the thing where he came out and he's like, "I've saved you once. I'm not going to do it again, Will."
Yeah. So
still a little bit of a facing to do.
I'll give you that because he started that off this week, but then they had their. And I like this. I like the sit-down promo that they had. Very, very big fight feel. It reminded me very much of Stone Cold and The Rock. Not to that level, obviously, but for their match for WrestleMania, I think it was 17, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It may have been at 20 when they had their third match. I'm pretty sure it was 17. Which
it wasn't 20 because 20 was where Stone Cold was the ref for Brock.
Oh, sorry, 19. I'm talking about 19. My bad.
Could have been that one.
But you know what I mean? Yeah, I like that. And you saw very much Kenny was really leaning into it. Like he brought up Will Ospreay's mom, he brought up his kid. Being a real dick about it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. This really sort of again shot in the arm for this one. We know the match is going to be good. Best in the match because of the two people in it.
Yes.
Now the story has some juice to it.
Yeah, it's got like I say, it's gotten legs over the time has gone on. But it did start out very much of niceties, Kenny being a bit of a dick, but still being a good guy.
Yeah. Whereas
being nice.
Now it's very much he's like, now all bets are off.
You're on your own. Because it even started with him going like, oh, when I went to New Japan, I heard of this kid, Will Ospreay. He didn't impress me in the beginning. He was a good wrestler. Didn't impress me.
Yeah.
He could have waxed lyrical. The old Kenny, probably even Kenny from 2 weeks ago, would have gone,
yeah,
this kid was amazing.
Yeah, I wanted to take him in my win. He reminded me of Young Me, shit like that. Yeah.
But him going,
he was all right. He was fine.
He was good.
He didn't impress me.
There was nothing special about him. Adds that little
perfect.
layer.
It was perfect.
I do think that they made them say too much.
It did go on a bit long. I think
it could have been a bit shorter.
Yeah, definitely.
There's nothing wrong with it. It added what it needed to give, but it did go on a bit too long.
I agree. No, I agree with you. 100%
I got to a point where I kind of went, okay, this is good, but I have things to do.
Yeah.
There's a show to finish. How long is this going to go on for?
I 100% agree with you. It did sort of get to the point where I was checking my phone a little bit towards the end. I'm like, all right, let's get there. But I did like it overall.
Oh yeah,
and then obviously I did like the ending where right before the trios match of Kenny and the Young Bucks versus Don Callis family.
When you met him
there was a little bit of backstage argy-bargy, and then Kenny said to him, after the match, you come out. We'll hash it out. And then Kenny, coward that he is, son of a bitch, pulled security on him. And I thought that was great.
And you know what? It was great.
I liked it.
It was really good layers to it because I think it was Excalibur who said, well, that's the perks of being the vice president.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it was Excalibur. He's like, that's the perks of being the vice president. You can control the security. You can make these whatever, something along that lines. But he did say that's what you get when you get to be vice president. You get to call the shots.
Which is absolutely fair enough. And I'm glad he did. Because again, it brought out you're finally giving me dividing lines on who, we know Will Ospreay's at home.
Yep.
We know we're all going to cheer for him. We're going to explode if he wins. But now you've actually given us a reason to boo Kenny, which is great.
Yeah.
It's what this feud needed, for sure.
It's going to be the yaboos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Boo.
Yeah, boo. And every time he makes a move, it's going to be boo.
Yeah, which is fine. And that's what we need. We need this. Again, we need that, especially if this is going to be your main event. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a long show. You're going to have to give the people a reason to give a rat's ass to do that. And this will do that.
But again, it shows you what you were saying, that sly scum scummy move with Kenny. Was like, "Oh, security, take him away."
Yeah.
And then as he's leaving, he goes, "Yeah, leave like a little British
Yeah.
bitch you are,
It's
English bitch you are." And you're like, "Hold on, you
Yeah.
made him leave, and now you're
Yeah.
calling him a bitch for leaving? Stop
Yeah.
being a dick." Like
Yeah,
that
son of a
really
bitch.
gives you
Yeah,
that.
I was like, oh, how dare
Oh,
you? How dare you?
disgusting.
And
That's
then
like,
I did.
ah.
I mean, I did love Will Ospreay right as soon as Kenny called security. He's like, "You're a pussy," which is great.
Yeah.
Don't hear that a lot on TV, which is awesome. And then after Kenny said he's a little British bitch, he's like, "I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." He threw the mic and he went for it. It was great.
That's it. I'm done. Boom,
Yeah,
straight in.
the brawl was in. Kenny did get the better of him because
I mean, he hit the V trigger while the security was holding him.
Yeah, which looked devastating, which is great. I mean, the V trigger always looks deadly, but this one looked like very painful, which is great.
Yeah.
But because there was a bit, and we mentioned it earlier in the pod, after the trios match, a lot of fights and a lot of argy-bargy going around. Someone did set up a table outside.
Well, that was the whole. I think it was Doyle and Davis who set up the table when that whole kerfuffle broke out.
Which again, like this was good camera work because I kind of completely forgot about it until like Kenny got him on the outside, and then it's like, oh shit, right, there's a table. One Winged Angel through the table. Now, Guzzy, I have a question for you. Big question, huge question.
Mm-hmm.
No one kicks out of the One Winged Angel. Does Will Ospreay kick out at 1?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes. I can't even say I think or come with anything, just yes.
No, I think it's going to be crazy.
It's going to be one of those Will Ospreay ending sequences where it's move, then it's Ospreay, then it's Kenny, then it's Ospreay, then it's Kenny.
Absolutely.
Ospreay hits, I'm going to go with something like Ospreay hits a hidden blade, and then Kenny hits the ground, bounces back up, puts him into the One Winged Angel, and then he kicks out at 1. Something like that.
I can see it happening. I absolutely can see it happening. I think it's going to be great. Yeah, I just like there's something inside me. I was like,
I've never seen Kenny do a kip up, but I can see like a hidden blade on Kenny, and then Kenny hitting the ground and going straight into a kip up.
Sure, I've seen him do one.
But I'm just saying,
now that you mention it, I'm trying to think. Have I? I can't remember. But I can see that. And
then he grabs Will Ospreay straight into the One Winged Angel, does it, and then he's thinking, okay, I've got the pin, and at 1, Ospreay kicks out, and Kenny is stunned.
100%. I think we're in for an absolute treat with this. Obviously, we know it's going to be a good match. I think this is going to be one of the best matches we've ever seen. We have the privilege of seeing it live, which is going to be huge.
Yeah, now I have to ask you the question. Do you think this will be match of the year? And this is obviously overtaking the Okada Takeshita match. Because I think second best match of the year goes to Swerve versus Ospreay.
I would agree with that 100%.
That we saw at
such a good match. God damn.
That's Swerve.
I know what you're talking about.
Do you think this will
I think it tops it. I think this if it doesn't top it, I'll be more surprised.
Oh, let me ask you this question. The triple threat, is it match of the night, and this actually is match of the year?
Yes. You can't have that. You can't have that. You can absolutely have that. Because let's talk about it in terms like this, right? A lot of people said right after SummerSlam that Seth versus Roman was one of the best matches of all time. It wasn't. It was not.
No. These are people who don't know.
No, I know, but like if you take like that,
you and I both agree. You and I both know and agree.
But if we were on that side of the fence, we're like, yes, it was right. It was a classic match, 5 stars. It wasn't, but say we did. Match of the night there is still the Kevin Owens Fatal 4-Way.
Oh yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. So that's
kind of it can work. It can work like that, you know.
Yeah.
Again, I just want to reiterate: Seth versus Roman was it's fine.
It was fine.
You gave it a dub. I waited too long. Anyway, digressing.
But
I think this has the potential to not just be one of the best matches of the year, probably one of the best matches of all time. I don't think it'll take match of the night.
Yeah. Okay. And that's why I was like asking the question, but because it will be a phenomenal match. But I feel there will be more entertainment value in
that's the
triple threat.
You can have your greatest matches of all time when you rewatch them, right? But I still watch TLC 2 more often than I watch Undertaker Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 1. You know what I mean? Because of the entertainment value of it. Technically, Undertaker Shawn Michaels is a better match, but I'm a TLC 2 guy.
Yes. No, I'm with you on that. Because as well, I think the way to look at it is if they tell the story right, this will be an unbelievable match.
Yeah.
You don't need to have a story in the triple threat match.
No, that's just pure.
That's just pure entertainment.
Better? Who's
that's
better?
Just pure entertainment. Like you say, who's better? The story has to be done right in the ring.
Yeah, the story is going to carry,
and it will then be. I agree with you. Probably one of the best matches of all time.
Of God, I hate it. I still hate it. I try to bring it back. It never left.
No.
No, I think honestly, this could be huge, and we get to see it live. But yeah, man. So that is our comeback tour of AEW. Everybody,
it took a while, but it needed that.
It needed that. We'll obviously be back for our WWE one pretty soon, which hopefully will come out relatively soon. And then we will be with you in the build up to All In. AEW's ready for war. So are we, guys.
Absolutely. I am all in on this.
I'm all in on this, man. I'm all in. I'm with that. I was actually genuinely hoping you would say that because I wanted to do the same thing. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Gozzy, as per usual, it has been an absolute pleasure.
Been amazing as always.
I'm looking forward to Collision. I'm looking forward to the final Dynamite and potentially a third episode of AEW before we get to All In. Possibly. Not too sure. Haven't checked the schedule. We don't really do that. We go on vibes mostly when it comes to that sort of thing.
Yeah, we go on. We go with the flow.
We go with the flow. But yes, thank you everybody once again for joining us and listening to us talk for almost 2 hours about AEW.
This epic one, hopefully.
Listen, will be our post All In one is gonna be insane. I think.
Oh, it's gonna be.
It's gonna be.
We may have to do that in bits.
Yeah, let's split that up into parts 1, 2, and 3, like Lord of the Rings. It's gonna have multiple Indians. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh, it's gonna be.
You've never seen anything like it. But once again, thank you guys so much for listening or watching or whatever you do, and liking and sharing and subscribing and sharing with your friends. Do that for most, please.
And just being part of the BTF and Dubline.
Oh, I like that.
Don't forget
we did actually call it that. I forgot about that. I did. I forgot about the Dubline, but now I remember it, and I'm all in on that.
All in.
All right. Well, Gozzy, thank you so much. I'll catch you on the next episode. We'll catch everybody on the next one.
Oh, yeah.
And Gozzy, what do we always say?
Don't forget to keep it
too sweet.